The UK left the EU political structures and the European Parliament on January 31st in 2020. I talk a lot about it on my main channel. But the EU, of course, moved forward after Brexit. But what happens in the EU today? One topic I have in this video for you. The EU Commission, in close cooperation with the High Representative, is launching a comprehensive stakeholder engagement process to inform the new European Defence Industrial Strategy, the EDIS, announced by President von der Leyen in her 2023 State of the Union. The response of the EU and its member states to the immediate challenge of the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine has been rapid and also decisive. It is now time for the EU to move from emergency response to the building of the EU's long-term ability to enhance its defense readiness. The strategy will build on the defense investment gap analysis, the experience of the European Defence Fund and other EU defense instruments, as well as the recent initiatives to enhance joint procurement between member states and to ramp up industrial capacity to support Ukraine. EDIS will give further impulse to developing member states' defense capabilities, underpinned by a modern and resilient European defense technological and industrial base, establishing a strategic framework for the coming years. And this will not only allow member states to restock and acquire new defense equipment, but also strengthen the European Union as a security and defense actor in the long term, in line with the ambitions set out in the strategic compass. It is therefore essential that EDIS is prepared in close consultation with the member states, but also the European Parliament, the defense industry, financial actors, and with all other relevant stakeholders. A comprehensive engagement process will run for the next 3 months now, and this will include written submissions and consultative workshops with stakeholders. And during the process, the Commission, together with the European External Action Service, in coordination with the European Defence Agency, will propose to examine issues such as how to coordinate demand, strengthen supply chains, boost innovation, support the competitiveness of the sector, and how to better account for defense objectives in EU policies. On the basis of this comprehensive consultation, the aim is to present EDIS in early 2024. This should also be an opportunity to take stock of the first results achieved through the Act in Support of Ammunition Production, the so-called ASAP, and the European Defence Industrial Reinforcement through Procurement Act, the EDIRPA, which run until mid-25. They aim in this framework to consolidate the actions for the continuity of the European Defence Industrial Base reinforcement after 2025. The Commission's actions to support the competitiveness of the European Defence Industrial and Technological Base, the EDTIB, have gradually taken shape over the past few years. With a budget of 7.2 billion euros for the period 21 to 27, the European Defence Fund is the EU's key instrument to support defence R&D cooperation in Europe and will help reduce the fragmentation of investments in European defence capability development. It will also enhance industrial competitiveness and promote interoperability throughout Europe. The Commission has proposed to enhance its funding by 1.5 billion euros as part of the midterm review of the multi-annual financial framework. Faced with the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine, the Commission and the High Representative, building on the earlier mentioned defense investment gap analysis, have also reacted with new initiatives and industrial policy instruments to ensure that the EDTIB adapts to the new strategic context and is able to deliver what member states and Ukraine need the most. Adopted on October 26th in 2023, the European Defence Industry Reinforcement through Common Procurement Regulation, the EDIRPA, is a 300 million euro industrial policy instrument aiming at reinforcing defense industrial capabilities by supporting member states' cooperation on common procurement of the most urgent and critical defense products. The situation in Ukraine has increased the specific need for ammunition and missiles, as we all know. These pressing needs have been recognized by the Council, which agreed on March 20th and 23 on a 3-track ammunition initiative. According to Track 1 of this plan, member states have been encouraged to immediately transfer ammunition from their stocks to Ukraine. Under Track 2, member states are in parallel procuring jointly ammunition from the European defense industry through the European Defense Agency or Lead Nation projects. Both Track 1 and Track 2 are financed through the European Peace Facility, the EPF. To ensure that member states will be able to get what they need to replenish their stocks and continue to support Ukraine, the European Union's industry needs to produce more and faster, and through Track 3 here, which is accelerated by the regulation on supporting ammunition production that is this ASAP. And this €500 million program was adopted in record time on July 20th and 23 to swiftly support the supply side of the market directly, with a focus on increasing the production of ammunition and missiles. And as announced in the context of the President's State of the European Union in 2023, it is now time to engage in a strategic reflection to return to a more structural, long-term approach. And if you want to know more, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.